Hey guys, Kurt here. Just a quick disclaimer before the episode. I made a minor mistake. I said that Dan Long mastered this song, but I was incorrect. Arthur Weiner used Dan's studio to engineer the drum tracks, but the mastering engineer is Evren Geknar. G-O with umlaut over it, K-N-A-R. Either way, talented mastering engineer. Credit where credit is due. My bad. Enjoy the episode. Pick Up Flip by MacArthur. Hi, welcome to Just One Song. My name is Kurt.
My name's Leandro.
And I'm Adam.
Woo.
And
You got to work on that.
Welcome to another one of our listening episodes. I like the intro. I like it's different every time. It's fun.
Yeah.
Tonight we're featuring singer-songwriter Arthur Weiner and his band MacArthur. MacArthur. They're
Yes.
from. Help me out here. They're Southern California, SoCal natives. Let's see. Let me pull up the song we're looking at. Right now, we're going to listen to a new song. We're going to listen to a new song tonight, released this year, called "Pick Up Flip," written by Arthur Weiner, and featuring Arthur Weiner on vocals and guitars, Jeremy Conrad on drums, David Gould on bass, David Barron on organ, and a friend of ours, Sophie Ray, we know her, on vocals. She's a friend of the three of us. And it was mastered at actually a former professor of ours from Cal Poly Pomona, his studio, Dan Long, his Head West studio, I think, in Los Angeles. A little bit about MacArthur. Featuring the music and words of Arthur Weiner. In the late 90s, MacArthur gained a reputation as a melodic power pop quartet featuring original, lyrically sophisticated songwriting and Neil Young-like guitar solos from Weiner. Now in Los Angeles, MacArthur is back with a new band. In 2014, they had a release for their album The Fall Guy for the New York/Los Angeles transition era tunes, and he's working on a new album, releasing it a single at a time, which is actually a pretty awesome way to release your music. Wouldn't you say so, Leo?
I feel like it's becoming more common because nobody, and by nobody, I mean the general population that listens to music, aka streams, gives a shit about albums anymore. So I think that is a smart move, Arthur Weiner. I feel like you're going to get a lot more mileage out of those songs.
We call him Weiner because he was also one of our professors at Cal Poly Pomona, and you just referred to professors by their last name. Yates, Weiner, Long. It doesn't matter.
It's like football. It's like football. It's kind of like it's more. Actually, no, it's not like football. It's like Harry Potter.
It really is. It really is.
It's like Harry Potter, except for all of the trans exclusionary radical feminism.
Dumbledore?
No, that was a jab at J.K. Rowling.
Gosh.
But, yeah, we did refer to all our professors through. I feel like most of our audience members that do listen to this that are or have been in some sort of musical college setting can relate to that. But
yeah,
should we refer to him as Weiner, as Arthur Weiner, as the subject of today's podcast?
Let's call him Arthur. We refer to all of our other songwriting guests as Arthur. Or not Arthur.
First name?
Their first name.
From now on, every artist is now named Arthur.
We got our degree. Yeah, Arthur.
That show is really cool, but they call everyone Arthur.
Who are you talking to? Okay, well, before we get into the song, so the song I picked, he sent me, I think 6 songs. He sent me 6 songs in total to go through, and I actually had a really hard time picking all of them, picking one of them, because they're all so good. I was going between. He has an acoustic song called "The Ship That Draws the Map." I think that's what it's called.
It's a great song.
Yes, and I was deciding between that and two of his songs from their 2014 album, The Fall Guy. And I reached out to him. I said, I want to know what you would prefer. And he said, those songs are just so old to me. So I had to decide between The Ship That Draws the Map and his two newest releases, the one we're going to listen to tonight, Pick Up Flip, and the other one also released. Pick Up Flip was released in March of this year, 2021. And then the other one was Quarantine Text Wars, released in April of 2021.
Which, by the way, great artwork on both of these.
Yeah.
I think Josh Neufeld was the artist on Pick Up Flip, and I think he was the same artist on Quarantine Text Wars. Quarantine Text Wars, the song that we're not doing on this episode, has a lot of the like super fun conspiracy Illuminati like messages on really this kind of like Shiva looking surfer, which is awesome, which it reminds me of when the internet was like the fun conspiracy like playground that it was, 5-10 years, even a couple years ago, before January 6th happened.
That attempted insurrection of our country. Uh-oh, did we lose some listeners? Oh, no.
Ruh-roh.
Oh, goodness. Because we're not
going to go listen to
lucrative sponsorship we were talking about before.
go listen to Cat Scratch Fever, and
we'll go from there.
There's a couple. Oh, I just found out that John Popper of Blues Traveler is a staunch follower and lover of now former President Trump.
Oh, fascinating. I did not know.
But he can blow on that harmonica, my dudes.
Sure. That's all that matters, right?
I don't know if he's a staunch fan of Trump. I'm taking a gander, but I did see somewhere that he was and I'm not lambasting, is that the right word to use? No, I'm not chiding the right or Republicans. I have this theory that not a lot of great art comes from super conservative pockets.
It's the same in the comedy world. Not a lot of comedians do super well. There's not a lot of them from the far right that do really well. And I think it's a measure of to embrace social issues and to see the comedy is tragedy plus time, but if nothing bad ever happens in your life and you fail to refuse to see that type of stuff, it's gonna be a hard time.
Oh, yeah. I feel like good comedy and good music, any kind of like art, always has to hold some sort of truth and punches up and holds truth to power. Yes. And it could be towards the left or the right. It doesn't matter when any kind of power is being. I could talk shit on Biden all day, but
just leave it there. Don't even say anything else.
But what if the FBI is listening? Do you think they'll pay streaming rights?
I don't think they care
enough.
Don't
know. No, they don't.
I don't know.
Anyway,
Alexa's definitely listening though.
That's the golden rule of any podcast, and within the first 5 minutes we get super political.
Right into politics. Yeah.
Right there. You dove right in. And
you know why? It's because the Arthur of this episode. No, the artwork, Arthur's artwork, to say that 10 times fast, has a lot of not the song we're doing on this episode, by the way. Quarantine Text Wars, the one that we almost did, has a lot of like Illuminati-esque. There's a taco in there. Yeah. Is he talking about
that taco is super Illuminati, by the way?
Yeah, man, I don't want to.
Very Illuminati. Little ghost, little rainbow, little peacock. There's a lot of symbolism in there. I like it.
The Lucky Charms conspiracy.
Tight. Is that a real thing?
Yeah, Patton Oswalt did a wonderful case study on it. The sugary, the hearts, stars, and horseshoes, clovers, and balloons. they're all happy sugary snacks, and they're pagan symbols, the rainbow, the pot of gold. They're to get children to embrace the pagan traditions, whereas the nasty Cheerios type part of the cereal are fish and crosses, which are the Greek ichthos symbols for Christianity. So they're trying to get you to reject the teachings of Jesus and embrace the pagan / atheism that is the sweet sugary treat. So I don't buy a Lucky Charms.
There's a lot of great fear mongering that has come from extremely radical. Yeah,
we need a separate podcast for everything we want to talk about.
Yeah, hey man, I'm not the one that sent the great artwork, the Arthur artwork, but yeah, let's get back.
I was just talking about it anyway. So why I picked this? I'm trying to tell you why I picked this song anyway, Mr. Leo, and it's actually because of you, Leo, that I picked this song.
Ooh, because I was a server for 13 years.
No,
is that why?
At all. No.
Oh, okay.
So I was trying to figure out what to do, and I asked Arthur. I said, "Would you rather we show off MacArthur or Arthur Weiner?" Because I was actually really asking, would you rather an acoustic song to show off or the band? And he goes, "Well, the band is Arthur Weiner. I never have the same musicians for any of the albums. It's always whoever's available, just talented people. But it's just me and the band that I hire to do this." And so he was telling me about the songs that he likes, but then he said this. I was really having a hard time deciding once he told me that the other two songs were old to him. It was Quarantine Text Wars and Pick Up Flip. And I liked Pick Up Flip more. And then he said this. He said, Leo likes the ship that draws the map. And you told me that you wanted to do a Virgin Listen. So I said, okay, Pick Up Flip it is.
It's true.
So it's on you. We're gonna listen to a great song tonight.
It is fantastic. I purchased Ship That Draws the Map on Bandcamp, which I love Bandcamp so much. And I wish it was a little bit more ubiquitous through the mainstream listening platforms.
Yeah.
But if you like something, right? Like it's so easy on Amazon to be like, man, I really like that solar powered bird feeder. I want to get it. 2 clicks later, you have it in 2 days. And Bandcamp has that same sensibility where I saw this post that that Arthur had released this song, and I was like, man, it's a beautiful song. And I bought it. And I think that's a great model.
It is it's a great song too. I love Bandcamp.
Great song. But I did want a fresh song that I had not heard.
Well, then we're going to listen to a fresh song. It is on Bandcamp. We will have the links to this song, and we'll have the links to their profile, and you can check it out. But here is Pick Up Flip by MacArthur. You guys ready?
Yeah. Count it off.
3, 2, 1.
The light bulbs in the vintage chandelier. Each cut glass sparkle represents a moment here. More than a waitress, she's a curator with flair.
And more than that, she is a lynx caught in a snare.
That organ.
Oh yeah. So cool.
Take me to church, baby.
Oh, that bass line too.
When you can't find the beach and your baby is 25 miles out of reach. On a perfect day, pick up flip, put on flop, hit the dirt or concrete, then grass. More than a man, he's a cosmonaut in space. Been high all day because he misses his babies. Space. When you're stuck in a tree, inland empire, 1,000 miles from the sea, on a perfect day, pick up the limb, put on phlegm, get through the day, any old way you can, ride the Milky Way.
'Cause that guy's higher than the moon, floating like a weather balloon, and it's only half past noon.
When you can't find the beach and your baby is 25 miles out of reach, on a perfect day,
Pick up flip, put on flop, hit the dirt or concrete with anyone you've got.
anchors away.
Yes, please.
Holy moly.
That was
There's
awesome.
so much stuff to unpack there.
Oh, yeah.
There's-
Whew. 4 minutes and 26 seconds. That's a great song. It
It's a
doesn't feel like
journey.
it's that long. That's a fun song, man.
There's a lot going on musically, a lot going on lyrically. There's double, triple entendres everywhere. Talking about some very meaningful stuff in a very playful, kind of jovial way, but also talking about stuff that everybody can relate to. Yeah,
Well, let me
Great
talk
song.
a little bit about what the song is about real quick. He just has two sentences up there. It says, "This song is about missing your baby while at work, whether that's your literal baby or your partner. Also about the pandemic, the beach, and the inland empire." Leo, you're the one who's really good at equating band sounds to songs. So what did you pick up on this?
so immediately I thought power pop,
Yes.
in the grain of like Elvis
Yes.
Costello.
Yes.
I thought Badfinger,
Okay.
which was
Definitely.
very power poppy, guitar lines and melodic, and a lot of like cool, weird changes.
Mhm.
But then with the harmonies and the kind of like back and forth between Sophie and Arthur, I heard a lot of Jefferson Airplane.
Yeah.
And this one's gonna kind of like go a little bit subterranean as far as like not even the same musical style, but the Incredible String Band, very weird psychedelic kind of avant-garde folk Irish band that had like banjo, guitar,
Foggy
bouzouki.
Molly? No.
No, that's who it is. Flogging Molly, Incredible String Band. That's the name of the band, Incredible String Band. They have a
Oh,
lot of
my
songs
bad.
where they
Oh.
do back and forth. Oh, you thought I was like trying to remember the name of the band?
Yeah. I
Yep.
thought you
Oh,
said
they're
Incredible.
they're
I was
an
totally like that
Incredible
too.
String Band. That's the name of the band,
Oh,
Incredible
okay.
String
Okay,
Band.
okay. Thanks for the clarification.
So fuck me.
Wah, wah.
But
No.
there's a lot of back and forth between like harmonies that kind of go in and out with each other. The slower refrain that ends on that like that weird minor that's And then it goes into like Picardy major at the end where there's two parts where Sophie does it. That guy's higher than the moon, and it's only half past noon. That whole phrase right there. But yeah, that reminded me of the Incredible String Band, even though they're like very far away from each other, like musically. But yeah, it lives. The whole song lives in like a very power poppy Elvis Costello, Badfinger. Weird though, like there's a lot of psychedelic fun elements to it, and I really enjoyed the song.
Yeah, they only came out. He's a cosmonaut in space. I think that was the first time I heard it, and then it was just after Ride the Milky Way was for the rest of that. I guess I'd say it's a pre-chorus. The guy is higher than the moon, floating like a weather balloon, and it's only half past noon. So, but yeah,
and it seems like the song started. Okay, so there were so many different parts to the song structurally, and it seemed like I want to say the song started on the chorus with that line, but the chorus never resolved in the same way twice. Like the melody was the same, but that intro guitar line was very like contrapuntal with the two guitars. Is that the correct contrapuntal?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention that day. Contrapunto.
More like contrapunto.
I was just gonna say that. Contrapunto. Fucker.
Chuno.
What you know about contrapunto? Putos.
Hey, since we're in this frame, did you notice like a Selena kind of vibe going on?
Yeah, with the drum beat, with the da 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 da.
Yeah, but like especially there was like this break at the closer to the end where the guitar just had this nice little line, and it was super Selena-y. Like I was gonna just yell out Selenas right in the middle of that part, and I was just like, nope, I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna hold back and I'm gonna wait and give it to you guys later on, full force.
And we need to hear it full force.
I think that's the fun thing about this song too is we've been talking about how minimalism is less is more. This song is not that at all.
Nope.
But he manages. See, Professor Weiner, as we know him, always managed the singer-songwriter showcase. Yeah, he's still alive. Know him, yeah. Always managed the singer-songwriter showcase, the songwriter showcase. And he was really good at like layering things. Like when he'd come in and step in and, help the other producers. But there is so much going on in this song, but the way it's layered and the way it comes in and out, it doesn't feel that way.
It's not overbearing, and it's not a chore. There's a lot of
he manages space.
He does.
We've talked about that before. If you're gonna put in a lot of content into a song, you need to learn how to manage that space and manage it effectively. And he absolutely does that. He uses panning fantastically with the two soloing guitars, the contrapuntal guitars. They're panned differently in such a way, in the way they play, like they really are messing with that space.
All the parts, the way that song's constructed, they all point to each other.
Yes.
They don't live in isolated boxes. Every single part is like a really well written, like circular story that every single part helps the next scene, and the scene that comes next supports the story that's already been told through the plot, through the background, through the structure. It doesn't feel over. I don't want to say not overzealous. Like it doesn't feel like it's not a try hard. It's
over ambitious.
It's not over ambitious. It's musically, from a musicianship standpoint and from a structural standpoint, it's a badass. It's a bitch complex. Of a song to play. Yeah, it's a complex song
to it.
Oh yeah,
healthy amount of complexity. Adam, what did you think of the mix?
It was awesome and amazing. Even in the mix, I could hear like the different genres and how you would have to mix each instrument, and I was just kind of like, oh wow, that's really interesting. Like the guitars are really bright and really shiny and really in your face, and then, or at least for the electric guitars, and then like the acoustic guitars, they're like in the back a little bit more, and then he brings them out ever so subtly in like the transitional periods. And so it's like, oh wow, it's really nice to hear those things. And even later on in the song, I noticed that like the background vocals, what was he was splitting it with the panning the vocals right and left, and then he was also adding flanger to it. And like in the beginning it was like, oh, just a little bit, but as the song progresses you hear it more and more and more. And for people that don't know what a flanger sound is, it's just kind of like a
jet engine, a plane taking off.
yeah, something like that, almost like a radio kind of a sound, like I can't do it, but yeah, you know, something like that.
Well, you just did. You just did, Adam. And it was really
did it, Adam.
I felt it.
Oh wow. Was it in your heart? Deep?
I felt like
Deep.
Salinas.
Oh, Salinas. Salinas way.
The only time you would use that, not referring to the artist Selena, would be if you were in a John Steinbeck novel and they asked you where you're from, and you'd be like, Salinas County. That was really bad. I had another artist, band, very specific time period that used a lot of that. Was that a B3 kind of Hammondy sounding churchy organ?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Do you guys remember the band Fastball?
No.
They had a hit
I
song
don't.
called The Way in the 90s.
I heard
Check it out. Great song.
Hmm.
Where were they going without ever away? That one.
I feel like I recognize it.
I like.
But anyway, that keyboard, the organ, they used a
Mhm.
lot of that, and I don't know why, but it put me back in like 1995 era. It's a happy song. Lyrically,
Oh, yeah.
there's a lot to digest in there.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's about missing your baby while at work, the pandemic. I was talking to people, and people talk about how no one wants to go back to work and whatnot. But I think about like how over 600,000 people died during this pandemic.
Mm.
I think we scared off the listeners who would disagree with that at the very beginning of the show. So whatever.
Yep.
But how many of those workers do you think were frontline workers? How are the people who died were frontline workers?
Ooh.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
when you think about people not wanting to go back, it's like it's not that people don't want to work, it's people are afraid to go back, especially with this new variant. As of July, what is today, the 11th? July 11th, 2021, there's a new variant of COVID spreading through the country that
The
Even
fucking Michael Crichton novel that hasn't been
Yeah.
written. The
Even-
Delta variant sounds
Vac-
like a movie.
yeah, even the vaccinated people are having a hard time with it. And you know, a lot of people had no choice but to work during the pandemic. And
Mhm.
thinking about like let's see, Kay counts the light bulbs in the vintage chandelier. Each cut glass sparkle represents a moment here. More than a waitress, she's a curator with flair. And more than that, she's a lynx caught in a snare. Like you're just somewhere you really don't want to be in the service industry. And like it says, you know, a song is about missing your baby while at work.
Yeah.
I don't know if that means your literal baby, like your child or your partner, whoever it is, you're missing someone. And I could totally relate to that.
That
Oh,
feeling of longing. I've got 13 years under my belt in the restaurant industry, in the service industry, and I related to this song when I saw the album artwork. I was like, this is gonna hit me in a way that I feel like a lot of people that have worked or still do work, and the song doesn't talk down, and I don't think it kind of puts a sense of nobility and like honor to the work that these people are doing, and they don't have a choice whether or not they don't have a say in whether or not they want to. They have to, because that's just the world that we live in.
Yeah. It's super relatable. And like the chorus, when you can't find the beach and your baby is 25 miles out of reach on a perfect day, pick up flip, put on flop, hit the dirt or concrete with anyone you've got. Like, just
Yeah.
keep going, so no one can say that. Just keep working, so no one can tell you that girl doesn't have a plan. Fish belly white without a tan. The whole foundation's made of sand. Like, keep grinding, man. Just keep moving and keep pushing through. And I really dig the message in this song, and I think it's it's pushing something I think a lot of us need to hear in a way that we need to hear it. It's not a super broody song. It isn't depressing. It isn't. It's also not invalidating the feelings of the hard times people are having. Like, me personally, I'm having a really hard time right now.
The narrative of, I don't know if Arthur was writing from the perspective of someone looking in, like outside looking in, or someone inside that world looking out, kind of like, oh, I see. There's a double entendre in the title of the song, Pick Up Flip. In the restaurant industry, if you don't want to work a shift, you say, hey, can you pick my shift up? It's a pickup shift. But then you read the lyrics in the song, Pick Up Flip. They're talking about, like, it's the little things in life when you have this shitty, arduous, hard day and you have tons of bills and you feel like your life is going nowhere. It's the little things, like putting on your flip-flops and hitting the dirt and going to the beach. Those are the things that make life worth living. And even like the stigma around, it seems like he was talking about like stigmatizing people that smoke weed, or whatever kind of like medication that they do, basically saying that, like, whatever helps you get through your day.
Yes.
And he's still showing up. He's got a life, he's got a story, he's got a kid that he's not able to see 25 miles out of reach. And this is just how whatever helps you get through your day to day.
Yeah,
and
Exactly.
I think that's important. It's a humanizing way to look at the world. And I think a little bit of empathy never hurt anyone.
No. Thank you. Well put, Leo. Adam, final thoughts from you, man.
I think the song is, just to like add on to what Lee was saying, it's very like stoic, It's very kind of like, this
Maybe
pandemic has.
objective.
Well, I
Objective.
mean, looking at things in more of a stoic way, like,
Okay.
so, this pandemic is something that kind of affected us all, and we're able to work through it. We're able to get through it, and because we're able to get through it, we should push through it. Like Leo was saying, anything that could help you get through your day or whatever you need to do to get past everything that's been going on, we're lucky enough to be able to do that, and so we should. And
Yeah.
so I'm hoping that kind of, or I'm thinking that, like, at least what is it, the guy is higher than the moon, floating like a weather balloon, and it's only half past noon. It's, I can understand, life is hard, and we need to be able to get through it, and sometimes looking at things in whatever perspective or way you need to get through it is what we're going to do.
Stoicism is a great way of looking at not only this song, but I think like a lot of the shit that we've, the world, this country's gone through. And stoicism, like, yeah, I do see some of that, like, not necessarily the ends justify the means part, but the part that, like,
Well, the nature of stoicism is you don't own anything. The universe owns all, and everything that you have is simply on loan from the universe. And I think that's appropriate to use stoicism. When I thought about it, I'm sorry for trying to clarify earlier, Adam, but yeah, you're right. Even things like More Than a Man, he's a cosmonaut in space, and ride the Milky Way. Like, it's just funny. Like, that is what stoicism is. You don't own anything. When it goes away, the universe reclaiming it. That's all it is. And that's an interesting way to look at life. A big thank you to Arthur Weiner for sharing your music with us. We had a fantastic time. This song was Pick Up Flip. Be sure to check out all of their other music. It is fantastic, and it's really reminiscent of, I think, a true Southern California sound. People like to talk about the Red Hot Chili Peppers, but this really makes me feel kind of at home here on the West Coast.
It's warm, it's sunny.
It is nice. It is fantastic, and it's
fun.
fun. It
And
is fun.
We are talking about the song, but Southern California's also pretty cool.
Right.
Stay safe there, you guys. Stay comfortable, stay warm, stay cool, stay however you got to be. Thank you, Adam. Thank you, Leo.
Thank you,
we'll
Kurt.
catch-
Thank you, Adam.
Absolutely.
Thank
And you know what? Thank you, Arthur
Yeah.
Arthur.
Thank you
so much,
MacArthur.
McCarthy, for sharing your
Ooh.
fantastic music. This was Just One Song, a listen. So, good night.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Put on